5-O. As to the charge of first-degree murder, verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty, so say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on the 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of aggravated child abuse, verdict as to count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty, so say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child, verdict as to count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty, so say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 4. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 5. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 6. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 7. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, the 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson.
Madam Clerk, you may poll the jury.
Juror number 1, were these your true and correct verdicts? Pardon? Juror number 1, were these your true and correct verdicts? No. Were they all your true and correct verdicts? Yes. Juror number 2, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 3, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 4, were these your true and correct verdicts?
You gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
Juror number 5, were these your true and correct verdicts? Yes. Juror number 6, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 7, were these
So
your
I'm
true
sitting
and
here
correct
watching this shit, right?
Juror number 8, were these
She
your
got
true and
found
correct
guilty
verdicts? Yes.
for false
Juror number 9,
information,
were these
but
your
that's
true and
it.
correct verdicts?
False information,
Juror
but
number
that's it.
10,
Everything
were
else
these
not
your true and
guilty.
correct verdicts?
Come on now,
Juror
man.
number
The
11,
fuck
were these
going
your
on?
true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
And juror number 12, were these
Look
your
at it
true
all.
and correct verdicts? Yes. Thank you.
You see how earlier in the video, as soon as they said not guilty, she started smiling, then went to crying.
Approach the podium.
Ain't that some shit? God, look at her.
Not all the counsel, but just representatives.
If she's really not guilty, then hey, that's what's up. But if she is, she just got away with killing her own daughter. Let's see what she got to say.
Casey Marie Anthony, a jury of your peers, having found you not guilty as to the charge contained in count 1 of the indictment, murder in the first degree, at this time I will adjudge you to be not guilty. As to count 2, the crime of aggravated child abuse, a jury of your peers having found you to be not guilty, the court will adjudge you to be not guilty of the crime contained in count 2. As to count 3, aggravated manslaughter of a child, the jury of your peers having
This shit live right now
found you
too.
not guilty,
See the
I
time?
will adjudge you to be not guilty of that count.
Orlando,
As to
2:21
count
p.m.
4,
Today, July 5th.
5, 6, and 7, providing false information to a law enforcement
Man, TV
officer.
too fucking big. I
will
can't fit it
adjudge you
in.
to be guilty of those counts in order that you be fingerprinted and open court at this time.
Look at this bitch. Fucking live.
Now, here, open court. Okay, Mr. Baez, Mr. Mason, will you be prepared to go sentencing? Go to sentencing Thursday or Friday of this week? Okay, then we'll set sentencing Thursday at 9 a.m. in this courtroom. Okay, are there any other matters that we need to take up at this time?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, on behalf of the citizens of the Ninth Judicial Circuit, I would like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation for your service as jurors. You are all residents of Pinellas County, Florida, and we came over there, met with you, questioned you, and took you away from your families for a very extended period of time. And for that, I say thank you. As I told you when I first spoke with you, in talking about jury service, that one of the most important obligations of citizenship, in my opinion, was service on a jury. I tell you, it was very important that if we believe in that constitutional provision that provides a right to trial by jury, that it was important for people to serve no matter what that sacrifice would be. As you can tell by some of the questions that some folks answered, a lot of people did not want to serve. You knew it would be a hardship, and you were candid with the attorneys. You answered all their questions, and you served. And for that, we thank you. I would also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that the jury's deliberations, discussions, and vote shall remain their private affairs as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about your jury work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious or from those who might seek to find fault with you. From the media, from attorneys, or elsewhere, it will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as jurors. Again, thank you. You're hereby discharged, and I will see you shortly back in the jury room. Thank you. You may be seated. This court is in recess.
And there you